Good morning. It's me, Angie, from Learn Love Tarot to bring you messages of direction towards our best and highest good using the energies of the daily moon cycle and the planetary aspects surrounding us. This message is timeless as energy is cyclical. So do know that whenever you find the message is when you are meant to. Thank you in advance for sharing your energy with me by subscribing to the channel so that the messages align with you more energetically. And if you do find anything contained in today's messages that resonates with you, please let me know by hitting the like button and leaving me a comment. You can learn more about me and how to book a personal reading with the link on my homepage. Good morning. Hi there. Woo, boy, oh boy, was that a reading last night, right? Let's start off today with our gratitude message. And we have today, I define success by the fluidity with which I transcend emotional landmines and choose joy and gratitude instead. And that is quoted by RuPaul. I love it. So drag race. Maybe we felt like we have been dragging along on our path, and things are about to speed up here energetically. So my question today is, what trail are you blazing? And I would say indeed that RuPaul is a person who has blazed their own trail. Absolutely. And for that, I am thankful. So, our angel number of the day is 499. We're on the path of protection. It is Friday, the 18th of April, 2025. And the 18 day is the energy of the moon. And we are instead, just like this gratitude card says, we are choosing joy or the dog of loyalty instead of the emotional landmines of the fear of the wolf to focus on. And in addition to that, that is the sister sign of Virgo's hermit energy. So we've been talking about that quite a lot. We've seen that card come up as far as nines and as far as us looking back on the path we've made so far. Now, when we add these dates together or these numbers together, we do get the number 31. So let me know if that's your lucky number. If anybody in your life that's important to you that we have our heart opening to, or our heart is already open, they could be 31 years old. That could be an anniversary of some sort. 31 years ago would have been 1994. So let me know what you were doing that year. It was a 5-year, which is a year of change. And I wrote down that is the path of tradition and which to keep versus which to toss. We are stepping into a 5 energy as the moon, as the sun moves into Taurus tomorrow. So that is the Hierophant energy. And I'm wondering here, I have Christmas in July. So just because something's always been done a certain way doesn't mean that we have to continue that. We get to create the life that we want. We get to define success by our own standards. Okay. And then I had just a little bit of channeling here. What are the new ways in which we can lead, teach, and guide ourselves and others? We're taking action towards a path of balance that establishes and supports harmony. Right. So if July is the only time a family can get together, for example, because Christmas time be crazy, then we make it Christmas in July. It's about the creation of the experience, not that it has to be done or celebrated on a certain day. It's the celebration, the unity, the celebration of love, right? So the energy of today with that 31 being 3 plus 1 of the Emperor, Aries energy. So it's on the last day, really, of the full day of the sun in Aries, that is pretty apropos, I think. And then tomorrow on a 5-day, we switch into that Taurian energy. The sister sign or card energetically to the Emperor would be Scorpio's death and transformation card, which brings with it that double Mars energy, right, on this day. So again, action. We also had the action planet of Mars moving into a fellow fire sign. So I really expect that we're going to be seeing the fire trine in our charts really lighting up and kind of coming to action there. Um, and then the Sabian symbol. So the first lesson of Leo is a case of apoplexy, which is a lack of oxygen to the brain. So that meaning is that we're moderating our feelings of self-importance becomes easier as we're developing self-confidence. The first 5 degrees of Mars and Leo is going to be a theme of self-confidence. So I feel like this new path, the new trail we're blazing, is one that we are putting our stamp of approval on, and we are creating ourselves, right? Mars is all about desires, impulses, our courage, right? Courage. And we have the strength with which to compete. We might feel like we want to start a new workout routine. There's definitely an exciting energy that comes with that. And of course, it's an energy of leadership. It's very potent. And I'm looking here at my Mars card, and it says engine. And I haven't noticed that before. And look what I drew here. So I'll come to that in just a second, because as I wrote these notes, it came back up to the top of our page. And there's a judgment feeling too. This 2 and 2 on each side, a balancing of the masculines, yin and yang, and a balancing of the feminines, yin and yang energies. I also have a lot of angelic frequency coming up today. I happened to catch the time as I was making my coffee, and that's what wakes us up, right? We got to wake up and pay attention to the road kind of energy at 7:34, which is I used to get this a lot, where one number would equal the addition of the other side. So just because they look different, right? What new trail, Christmas and July, are we blazing? Just because they look different, they're quite the same, right? Just because they're presented in a different way, they're still both sevens. So an angel number 77 here, which in itself singularly is very angelic, a card of protection on a day of protection, or a number of protection rather. Added up together is the energy of temperance, right? Sagittarius energy. And we do have at 7:38 a.m., so just minutes later, the moon went void of course in Sagittarius, and it's trining, right? So that trine of fire in our own charts, that means a trine, it flows to and with, it's help lighting up and igniting, right? The Aries Sabian symbol of 29, these are both anaretic degrees. So it's like a little mini test today, or a little mini SATs feeling with that 29 degrees. And in Aries, it's about applying ourselves ardently. And that means with conviction to grasp the ancient mysteries. So we're really putting effort forward into understanding how energy works, understanding Sabian symbols, for example, and the messages that were divined from them almost 100 years ago. Okay. And what is this esoteric knowledge stuff that, I'm starting to hear more about? If you've been here with me a hot minute, then that is not something unfamiliar to you. Maybe it's just a time here where we are really kind of digging in a little bit deeper. And that is trining with the Saggy energy and lesson of finding a way to reconcile social expectations with personal ideals. And I was like, okay, that's why I wrote Christmas in July. So there's nothing Sagittarius on my table at the moment because we do not have any major energetic bodies there. I'm sure there's some asteroids. Of course, they're always all over the place, and those are super, super cool. And that is going to be what I'm kind of diving into here moving forward. Now at 10:12, so during this message, we will have the moon moving into Capricorn. That's driven or guided by Saturn, Daddy Saddy energy. So kind of laying the tracks here in a very purposeful and just one track at a time kind of energy, right? And I have here where we're sitting with our energetics. What I did notice was I kind of went about here was that Black Moon Lilith is at 2 degrees 29 Scorpio. A 29 is an 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. So again, that same message that I was getting on the 77, just because something looks different on the other side of us doesn't mean that we're not the same. And that's coming through here with the Black Moon Lilith energy as well. And that is the energy or lesson of building a more stable future by working with others in our group. We're the same, but we're all different, right? We may approach things in a different way. However, we can have the same goal towards that. What was also, I thought, really cool when this timing here, the moon goes void, of course, during this time. So give yourself a little extra travel time if you need it. You may need to resend or renegotiate something. So I'd just wait until later afternoon if we can. What was really neat is that the moon was disseminating at exactly 240 degrees, 0 minutes. So again, this 24 energy, that number 24 just continues to show up a lot. And then as I was writing that, you guys, I drew my symbols and I literally heard a train whistle outside. I've never heard a train whistle here before. I'm going to have to Google where the hell even a train is because it was definitely a train whistle. So I was like, okay, that's taking me back. I'm going to have to look back to those messages of when I got, well, you know, my name is Simon and the things I draw come true. So I feel like this is really a call here to, with purpose, with this fire energy, to lay the tracks of how we want to guide our life. And that's using other energies as well around us that we're balancing with. And if we need to, the compromise is Christmas in July, well, then so be it. That's a heavy theme here for me today. We can still be different people, still have different approaches to things, but we still are ensuring that we have the same common goal. Okay. So there we are with that. There we are with that. How are you guys? Miss Brandy, where you been? We've missed you so much. Good morning, Miss Peg, of course, and Jennifer. Thank you guys so much for being here. Happy to have you. So glad you are here with me today. Let's see where we are going. This is kind of these are long messages on the, on this deck. This is another, deck. It's called the Sacred Rebels Oracle. I was looking for my book here. Alana Fairchild always is very deep with her introspection, and this is guidance for living a unique and authentic life. So my question today is, what trail are we blazing here? This is going to be a general message. Okay, there's that 8, and I kept doing this as I was reading my notes. It is an 8 energy here. Be the hunter, not the hunted. And there's a balance underneath here of what you want, wants you. And look at this beautiful pearls of wisdom here, air energy combining with our own manifestations, right? This nautilus energy. This is the old connection. So again, that's very heavily lovers energy and two of cups energy. About that balance on each side. So we have this 8 and 16 energy here. And with that blue, again, Scorpio, death and transformation. Water for me, I use blue ink on my notes. And with today's date being that of the moon, definitely speaking here. Renegotiating a life that we desire, how we want it to go, right? This is the emperor sitting on the planet of Mars, and he's got a chess piece in his hand. So we are attaching that chess piece. See how this is flowing up here into this rebirth, right? Still Christmas, but it's Christmas in July. And there's that new insight, that new energy. Okay, be the hunter and not the hunted. I love the owls. Now, with our last lesson here of Aries, again, that's an anaretic degree, which is like the SATs, ACTs, right? The final test. If you're not from America, that is what the kids do after to graduate, to get into college, to score, to kind of see where they lay in relation to others academically. That's what these 29th degrees of any lesson will do as we get ready to shift all the way up to 29 degrees, 59 minutes before we hit that 0 degrees Taurus sun tomorrow. And this is employing devotion and veneration, great respect as tools of power and beauty. Okay, we're being the hunter, not the hunted, because we do know what we want wants us. And look at that. Underneath that 16 is a 7. Each are the same. They're the same number. Okay, what you want wants you. This is a strong connection, like I said, with that connection to the divine. And all we have to do is listen very closely. It's about listening. That's going to give us this tool or this missing piece. Maybe perhaps we didn't realize we were missing. 36 would be the sister energy of the moon, the hermit. And we see that nautilus energy again with some eggs that have not yet hatched in this like cosmic nest here. Okay, so 77. Let's look up that angel number. Let's do that. Okay, how are you guys? Ed, you got here on a morning. How are you? Thanks for being here, guys. Really love you so much. Calming our fears. So you are supported. I was saying 7 just by itself is a very angelic number, letting us know our angels are near. And doubled here, we have the support. And look at that, the legacy of light, our ancestors. Okay, so tradition, the path of tradition is upcoming. The path of protection today, here, we protect ourselves by being the hunter and not the hunted. The fears you have may not go anywhere anytime soon, but they don't have to control you. Your angels are reassuring you that they give you their full support. Work on calming your fears today by taking a bath, going on a nature walk, or simply enjoying a cup of tea. I had coffee, but there you be. Wow, that's pretty cool. How cool is that? And the 2024, that number came up for me quite a bit. And look here, 743, again, a 77. 734 on the 16th of January. I don't know if that resonates for anyone. That's super random, but I did write 734 with that cup of coffee steaming there in my notes. So maybe If that resonates for you, let me know if January 16th of any year, maybe even in particular last year, rings a bell for you. Does it ring a bell for you? All right, guys, let's see where this be the hunter, not the hunted, is going here. The number 8, the lemniscate of balance. Do you feel at the beck and call of all circumstances, situations, and relationships that are outside of our control? Is our attention being called away from what we love, from our passionate focus upon our own journey and creative self expression? Are we feeling roped into becoming a support, a tonic, a savior, and a heal all for others? There is a big difference between healthy supportiveness in a relationship, which includes healthy self support, and ignoring our own journey out of misplaced guilt, shame, unworthiness, or the belief that the needs of others are more important than our own. That is not compromise. That is an unhealthy and neglectful. That is unhealthy and neglectful of ourself. We're being asked to see through assumptions, expectations, tantrums, or manipulations that may be put upon us by ourselves or others. See through them to see the truth. And the things I draw come true. Okay. You can only sidestep, change your response, or choose to release that with which we can recognize. This oracle brings important news that you are capable of seeing the truth. We are capable of outsmarting old patterns and responding more creatively to new craft and improved relationships. The lover's energy of balance. We don't have to be drawn into the dramas of others or the suffering of repetitive struggles. We can become still and content and be intentional with a willingness to see the truth. And in doing so, we'll be able to open to being shown another way through the inner wisdom of our heart, or a flash of insight from the great universal mind that penetrates our own awareness. This oracle also brings us particular guidance that there's a message coming our way. This message will be important to us, and we're not to paint it as anything more or less than what it is. Even if it's a 34, it's still a 7, right? Try not to turn it into any other number or any other energetics, is what that feels like. So, we are taking our time here. Sit with our heart. It is the day of the heart chakra, the 4th chakra, opening of that heart chakra. This message will be important, and we are to sit with our heart, take our time, even if there is a deadline for an answer. We will be able to bend and stretch time so that in our relaxation, we can feel for what our truth is in the situation at hand and respond appropriately. The more honest our response, without the need to be aggressive or apologetic, the more energy we will be unleashing from unhealthy patterns and into the fresh new course your life now wants to take. What new trail are we blazing? Wow. This is a powerful time for us. No matter how seemingly small or how apparently dramatic events around us appear to be, know that we're stepping into a new phase of empowerment. Okay. The path of protection. We are taking leadership here, letting go of the old in order to embrace the new. Now, from this empowerment, a new freedom and self love will emerge. Mother Nature offers us the wisdom medicine of the owl, the ability to hear what is not spoken and see what is hidden in the darkness. Trust what we feel beyond appearances. The power and magic of the owl is working with us, and Mother Nature is by our side, assisting us in navigating the current life transition into a new way of being. The path of transformation Indeed. We're using this as a tool. We understand that we were all born with it, that we all have it. Okay, this is beautiful. So, what also came out with the owl here is this journey. What new trail are we blazing here? We got our bags packed. We're only taking with us what we need moving forward. And this beautiful green heart chakra energy, restore and replenish, is a 38. And that is the number of 11, which I noted with the void of course energy of the moon trining the sun today. That fire, that trailblazing, and we are needing our energy restored moving forward, because this journey for this new portal, if you see the butterflies here, right, that transformation, we're coming out of the cocoon. Every journey starts with a single step. I love that. All right, I'm going to scoot these guys over here just a little bit more. What do you think of them apples, guys? Is that not a beautiful message or what? Just gorgeous. I'm going to give her some privacy here. Okay, we can watch all kinds of ridiculous acts of violence on YT, but we can't, God forbid, we see a natural part of the human body. Oh, no. Good morning, Ash. Hi, guys. Thank you guys so much. January 16th is when no way. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. And we haven't got to see you for a while. And that's see, you're here just at the time, just at the right time. And there's always a reason, guys. Man, that is so cool. That is awesome. As you were talking about what was going on with friends and spending time out, helped open your heart chakra. That's right, because you were getting ready to go, and we were like, oh yeah, to be young. To be young again. We used to not even go out until 10 o'clock, until double digits. And now I'm like, I got to be in bed by double digits. I got to be in bed by double digits. All right. We still got that fire energy. I used that deck quite a bit last night, so I want to give her a rest. Let's look at what we got going on here. Listening for truth, that kind of energy, and not what our fears are. Here's this kind of twinning energy, the 5 of change that we're heading into tomorrow. Those 11s, right? The Gemini twins energy. This would be a card of Aquarius, which I talked about yesterday. This is the environmental energy. This is the first deacon of Aquarius in the with that planet of transformation, Pluto. And I think what's transforming is the way that we speak to ourselves. And like we saw with the Saggy energy last night, I was so happy to see that. I was tickled to death, because it was like all that Sag has been through has been so that you could gain this lie detector kind of gift, and you no longer react because you just look at them sideways like I know you're lying, right? So maybe that is kind of here what the moon void of course trining with that leadership of Aries. We're like, we know we're getting the messages about people, but we just kind of go, okay, thanks for the data. We're not reacting to it because we understand it's a waste of our energy. So I feel like that's really transforming. Yeah. The end of our own self-destruction, telling ourselves that we can't change or that things won't change, right? The world energy here, our luck is changing. And look at that heart right in the center with that rabbit. Lucky Jupiter coming into play as well. And this is a lion. I drew my little lion on my notes today. So Empress energy, which we had yesterday, that trine. And this is the first time we've seen this card. Thank you, Peg, for this beautiful deck again. I love it. It's the Joy de Vivre Tarot. It's so whimsical, a little steampunky, which I thoroughly enjoy. So we've got that world, the end of our own gaslighting our own selves. Yeah, you do know. So there's a reason I'm talking about that Sag portion of the reading, because when you know, that is the gift. We had to go through all the BS, right? Just so we could learn to detect. We hear it, right? It's a vibration. A lie will vibrate much differently than the truth. The truth just resonates with us, and we get the side eye feeling when we know someone is not telling us the truth, right? But the difference is that we're taking the wisdom and we're like, thank you for the data, right? Look at that, listening for the truth. Thank you for the data. That gets the cog of the wheel turning, okay, for us. Look at that. This bottom of the deck is wonderful. Receiving, surrender, the Empress, okay? Wow. All right, Empress, Eight of Swords. We're surrendering that mental prison. Okay, we don't need it anymore. And look at these eggs up in the top of her nest. Listening for truth so that we don't have to be here anymore. Okay, this is a choice. That is certainly a choice, and we're kind of getting the aha moment about that. There's beautiful chariot energy, fast forward movement, and we have the beautiful seahorses down here. And again, this is coming up a lot, guys. This is, deep tie, soul tie stuff. Gifts, we're awakening more deeper aspects of our gifts. And there's our Leo energy, Knight of Wands, fire, Saggy, and Aries. Okay, this will be the card of Sagittarius. I knew there's a reason I was talking so much about that. We use that information now, those little eggs, that little side eye, to our advantage, rather than letting it suck us under about how crappy people can be, right? They're just not awake yet. That's all. Okay. And we can learn to forgive, like, okay, I'm not going to take that personally. They're just not at that level of wisdom yet. They're still stuck in the 3D. They're still stuck up in the he said, she said of it all. Okay. All right. That was, boy, oh boy, that was that a, let's see what's on the split here. There's the sun. I love that. And another seahorse. Owning it, owning our journey. There's the heart chakra as well, showing up again. And you'll notice on my thumbnails and usually on my body, I'll be wearing the color energy of the day, whatever color chakra that is representative of. I have to settle for cream on 3 days because I don't have any winter yellow stuff. And I love yellow. I love wearing yellow. All right, here, Page of Cups, opening up to love, stepping forward, moving forward with just a new frequency of energy, a new understanding. We are becoming the hunter. We are becoming the leader, that emperor energy. Okay. And that is, yep. Even when we dance with the devil, we don't have to interact. We don't have to let that fear suck us under. Page of Wands, because we have this new attitude, right? Mercury energy of all the pages. There's a little messenger bird there with a heart on a letter. These shuffle so nice. And there's that Three of Wands, our manifestation, changing and shifting what is happening around us because of this understanding, the new journey. At 12 of the 180. And this restore and replenish energy, 38 with 11 of balance. Those scales balancing out here. Let's do one more. Queen of Swords there, learning that lesson of discernment. Nine of Cups, and guiding us in the future, right hand, wish fulfillment. We got to just take that step, guys. Every journey starts with a single step. We're learning how to balance our divine self, our 5D with our 3D, learning how to work our tools, basically. Okay. That's what he said. All right. Too early? Never for me. Oh, boy. Side, yeah, look and walk away. Give them the side eye, being like, oh, okay, thank you. I got you. When somebody shows you who they are, we don't always gotta, we don't have to point it out to them. They know. We don't need, we have other things to do, right? Okay, right there. Two of Wands. We are taking a different action. I love this little octopus here. We are learning that I don't have to get sucked into that conversation and point stuff out to them. It's not my job. And look at that. The sun and the moon here are on each of her wands. And we have the sun and the moon in a trine, going board of course before we hit that Capricorn moon. Wow. Okay, here we go. Why are we here? Making a new choice. Card before the cut wanted to be left over. Nine of Cups again. Awesome. And look, they're like little baby teapots. So, okay, that's showing up for somebody. Let's go. I'm coming back here to the comments. The sunflower, I know, right? A naked body. Oh my gosh. It's, watch buildings get blown down, but because that's so much better. I know lies do. They used to really trigger me bad because I knew, like, you just know, right? And you're like, I know you're lying, right? I like that, Ed. Do you want to try that again? Now I just kind of smile and go, huh, like it's a way to let them know, without even having to say a word. Hey, Josie. Oh, yay. I'm so happy. I can't wait to chat with you again. Your readings are always so fun. Let's go, guys. Let's see what's up here. Being the hunter, not the hunted. So 7 of Cups energy here, maybe starting off with a little bit of emotional fragmentation. Situation coming up, the truth. If we are feeling just still a little bit confused by something, right? It's about listening for those truths, using your power to do that. You have the ability to be able to do that. Our opportunity here, Queen of Pentacles, using that truth to blaze this new trail. What new trail are we blazing? Well, a path to abundance here. And look at that big heart that she's holding, even though this is Queen of Cups. And there's our rabbit again, our lucky Jupiter rabbit. Luck is turning. The tides are turning in our favor here on this new portal of energy, this new journey. And it does feel like life is going to speed up here pretty fast. So we need to be well rested, because what we want does want us here, and we just really need to tap in and tune in and turn on our intuition here, because messages are trying to come in here for our own journey. These pearls of wisdom, King and Queen of Cups energy there with those pearls. Let's look at what's in the past here. Yep, good. Mental prison in the past, which has created this confusion. That is a disseminating energy. Okay, we're breathing out, we're regrouping when the moon is disseminating. Ace of Swords here, the whole heart of the reading. Again, the truth. The Queen of Swords, discernment. So it is about using our skills not to light us up, but to make a different choice, a different Two of Wands, and choose a different action. Just take it as a note, take it as data, right? Nine of Wands here. This is the chance to put down any patterns and habits so that we can blaze a new trail to this Queen of Pentacles, this abundant opportunity. I'm going to be scooting. This wisdom energy is really coming in hot here, guys. Okay. What in the what right now may be a block? The Knight of Pentacles. We're feeling like it's not coming because it's taking so long, but the opportunity is certainly there. And it really depends on whether or not we can get out of our head into our heart. Okay, and set down the old pattern of letting something derail our train, derail our derail our drawing. The things I draw come true. That was played here in America on the show called Captain Kangaroo. They had Mr. Green Jeans. Was it Mr. Green Jeans? Was something green jeans. What does spirit want us to know? Mercury energy, page of coins. Information about this opportunity is on its way here. It just feels like it's taking a long time. But again, when we are in that mental space of stinking thinking, overthinking, not letting something go, not taking it in as just data, we're taking it personally like, hey, that person lied. Okay, what is that? It doesn't say anything about us, right? It's just information. We are the ones that discern how to process it, and we don't need to go into, it can be exhausting. Then we know who to remove our energy from. If a person is not enlightened to a place of where they can see their own personal truth, then that's okay. That's not where we are, however. And if we are not there, maybe we just have some trouble letting go of those people. Seven of Cups, we have a difference of our emotions. We're not aligned there because we care about them, right? But it's really hard to understand or get to the place in our spiritual journey where we are dropping that judgment aspect because we don't want to judge, because then we're going to attract judgment, right? And we have to go, okay, is that person then on my trail moving forward, or is their inability to see their own truth and live that truth affecting my energy? And if so, if that truth, that Ace of Swords, if that, so be it, right? This whole owl energy, very, very Queen of Swords, being the hunter, not the hunted. We decide on how to move forward. And I know the heart and emotions and the past all plays into that. The place of acceptance is really hard. It's hard to let go of attachments to ways of being. And by doing that, we recognize our own pattern first when we pause and rest. We are blazing a new trail moving forward. Information about that is coming. And here's the rest and rejuvenation energy. And look at this Nautilus. This is, and she's holding a heart, even though it's a swords, right? There's balloons. So I asked for a sign on Sunday when I went to the dam to meditate. I did not post a reading that day. I'm trying to take Sundays off, but I did post my notes. There's a butterfly of transformation here in her hair. And I wanted to post the card that I pulled, and it ended up being the card that I pulled in yesterday's reading, and I put a picture of it up. And it was the 6 energy of celebration, okay? Balance on each side. The seed that we've planted is coming into bloom. And after I read that message to myself of what the card meaning was, my windows were down. I pulled up at the dam where my grandparents lived, and we walked across to go fishing every day. It's beautiful. And after I read the message, I heard it, and I took a video of this beautiful bright red cardinal that was about 5 feet from my open window that hadn't uttered a peep. It was not there when I pulled in, But when I read that message and it was about spirit giving answers, and we just need to listen and look for the signs. And as soon as I finished that, reading that message, the cardinal chirped. That was not there. The only bird there, bright red, bright, beautiful. And for me, that is my messages from my grandparents. So, and I also asked about a situation. If this is a no, show me a red balloon. If this is a yes, show me a green balloon. You don't know how they're going to come. Look at all these green balloons. Okay, so I feel like too, for our outcome here, you just need to ask for a sign, guys. A green balloon, the heart chakra today is our green energy. Maybe we're not hearing or understanding our messages just because we're exhausted, right? That can very well play a huge role. It puts static in the communication between us and spirit. This legacy of light, those are passed down, these gifts. We all are born with them. It's just to the point with which we can cut out the static, not be a victim of other people. Our job is to discern, not judge, to input. It's just information, right? And it lets us know whether we are in alignment with that energy at that time or not. We are or we aren't. Let's get this extended outcome after healing here. There's the Ace of Pentacles right there. Told you it was coming. After rest. And there's the balance of justice. I mean, beautiful. After the rest, 38, 11. Right here. It's right here. This is our divine right? This is our part of our legacy. We are helping others simply with our own energy. And look at the roses down here at the bottom with this Ace of Pentacles. Maybe that will be a sign for you. This pentacle is coming to fruition that you've been manifesting. And the reason it hasn't come is because we've been repeating a pattern of stinking thinking, of rumination. Okay. And that is self-imposed. We need to stop our brain synapse. It's a habit, right? We need to recognize when we're doing that. And if you just say out loud, stop it. I don't want that thought. Shift. It takes a long time to start carving new neural pathways, right? But every time you do, you start blazing that trail. So the new trail that we're blazing here could even be new neural pathways. And that opens up our path here to not only abundance and balance, but rest, rejuvenation, healing. And here comes that luck turning in our favor. How beautiful. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck here. I can't make it up. I say it all the time, energy first. Nothing will change the outside world until our inner balance happens. Then we're able to hear our messages. Okay? Then the cogs start moving again. Then it's like they're all rusted up when we're here, right? This is all centered around the Queen of Swords, Libra, balance, and that's the outcome energy here. Heavy, heavy energies of needing to restore here as well, becoming the hunter, not the hunted, receiving, not just giving away our energy all the time. Wow. It's quite something. Okay. I love it. Let's look over here. Wheel of Fortune, that's going to be fueling. So first card will fuel the first card. Environmental energy. The Wheel of Fate is turning here. We need to get out of that emotional fragmentation. With the book ending the Queen of Pentacles, we can certainly see the Seven of Cups here. I mean, she looks pretty positive. It could be even spoiled for choice. And look at all the openings that come in. It's not just one part of our life area here. Because we've learned to go with the flow, this octopus energy that was in the center of what we saw in the pre-shuffle there. Okay, so Six of Swords moving to calmer waters. There's our beautiful swan energy, allowing spirit to guide us moving forward, guide us towards this truth. Ace of Swords. Okay, I'm loving this so far. There it is, Two of Cups, opportunity. The twos, right? The balance. Look at the cups overflowing on either side. And when we ourselves are balanced in our mind, body, and spirit, the equal energy comes in to us. The Queen of Pentacles. Abundance matches our own inner abundance. Abundance from outside comes to us when we change our balance and our abundance inside. There's those letters again. Where do we see the letter with the heart on it? Was that in the pre-shuffle? Might have been. I made a note of it. I don't know this deck well enough to know exactly what the cards are. I go really until I use it, until I've divined here just with intuition. And then I read the book for further, introspection on what the artist's intentions were. Page of Cups. Okay. Recent past, maybe that's what had you in this Eight of Swords. There is an offer of love. Maybe someone has apologized here, and with you, accepting that apology, or simply accepting them for who they are. Okay. They're just not to your level yet. I just keep getting that. The Empress energy here, fueling the heart of the reading of the Queen of Swords, of the discernment. Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, justice, guys. I love that energy. Empress here in the heart of it all, that energy of surrender. Venus with, she is a ruler of Libra and Taurus. So this is kind of like our what we're stepping into tomorrow. These eggs here, listening. I feel like we definitely need to be meditating today, guys, at the very least. Take a walk, go to the park, ask your question, and ask Spirit, what gifts does Spirit have for me today? They will show up for you, I promise, in the form of animals, numbers, sequences, road names. You just never know. Don't forget to look at the ground, because the critters on the ground count as well. All of these beautiful flowers here. There's tulips, lover's energy, magician energy, communication. Yeah, all about our journey. Near future here, the Hermit is fueling Nine of Wands, 99. That will not quit. What is one problem that doesn't need to be one? And we're making it one because it doesn't line up with who we want that person to be, or we know that it's going to require some kind of acceptance or tolerance of where that person is, or acceptance that that's just not part of my journey right now. Okay. If we cannot allow them to be themselves, and it's just too disruptive to our own lives, then we've got to choose ourselves, right? There's the star inside the lantern, blazing a new trail, because we've recognized where we've been so far here. 99. We don't need to go for another round. We need to heal. It's our right. Okay. That's how we get this offer this abundance coming in, change of thought. The roses, not again that Miss Havisham coming out the house. And just think if she had not focused for all those years on the sadness and on being jilted and on how she was wronged, like think of how different her life would have been. She was so abundant in many things, and she pushed away love because the one love that was supposed to be there and show up for her jilted. That doesn't mean we give up forever. Ace of Cups in the block here, blocking the abundance from coming in. That's why it's taking so long. Okay. We got to open that heart chakra. We've got to fill our own hearts. And look at these doves, mourning doves. We've got to let go. This is key here. We've got to let go of that pain, so that our heart water can flow abundantly once again. When we focus on the cups, the pentacles come as if by magic. It's how energy works. It's just physics. Okay. There's the change. There's the Mars energy of the tower fueling this message. Our change, our restructuring, our thoughts, our ideas, our foundation, the new trail that we're blazing. You have to break ground, right? And look at all the butterflies here of transformation. Okay. And if you look at it this way, like a road, right? A trail, you have to crack some eggs. We have to break ground in order to make something new. And that is bookending the Six of Swords. Trust where spirit is trying to, break some things up here so that our own energy can be restored, so our own energy can balance. Then the wheel of fate is activated, and only then opportunity, opening up the cups. Our block is our own cup. We've been putting others before ourselves. We've been in this stinking thinking that has created static. And in order to become the Empress energy that wants to come in, I feel like this is the missing piece here. It's just discernment. It's not judgment. It's, okay, thank you for the data. Two of Swords here, book ending the Two of Cups. And the heart of that is the Hermit, of looking back to our past. This Two of Swords here, going, oh, there's nothing I can do, I can't see the way, is stopping us from healing. This is really pushing me back here. We're blocking our own blessings. This is not a person blocking your blessings. This is our own thoughts, our own exhaustion. Because look at what's trying to come in here. Change is trying to come, but only love sails straight from the harbor, right? Only love leads us to that other shore. Out of all the flags I've flown, one flies high and stands alone. Only love. Only love. King of Wands. Fueling this Ace of Coins, our passion, our love. The coins fall from the sky. Guys, this is also means the end of financial struggle here. It's important. We cannot go down that Nine of Wands, not one more dang time. And look at the outcome, our 11-11. Injustice, 11-11-11. Love and passion. And we have the Two of Cups now bookending this outcome. Are we going to choose willful blindness, or this is the crossroads here? This is where we are. This is our yes balloon here. Transformation. We've got to take time to ourselves here so that we can hear the truth. These eggs are going, they want to hatch, and they're only going to hatch when we're flooding our own selves with that rest, with love. We show ourselves compassion. We stop blaming ourselves for allowing whoever to get us in that stinking thinking, or allowing whatever situation. Okay. It's just data. Beautiful. Eight of Cups energy carrying us away from those dead flowers here into the light. Stepping, had Miss Havisham focused on love, I mean, she even ruined her daughter's life. She taught and showed her daughter by example, or her adopted daughter, that be the mean queen, be the jerk, use people because they're just going to use you. Well, she got exactly that. It's not the way to be. We need to carry ourselves, allow spirit, again, the big message, to carry us forward here with truth, integrity, back to what it is that we desire. The Eight of Cups is carrying us away from indecision. There's our Eight of Pentacles. Look at that magician energy here. He's so cute. Be clever. In the Guardian of the Night, the Empress energy is the fox, right? She doesn't stay in her den hovering over the game that she's caught. She goes out. That's secure. She goes out and continues to fox. Fox got a fox. You got to continue to replenish your heart and keep your magic fresh, or else it stagnates, right? And that center of the story, Eight of Pentacles and King of Wands, manifesting what it is that we do want, not focusing on what we don't. Manifesting again, Three of Wands. That's our ship coming in, sailing. When we sail straight from the harbor with love, waiting for us on the other shore is our vibrational match of energetic frequency, victory. There's Sag ending us up, and passion. Beautiful. And there's that King of Swords, Aquarius. That's the transformation, guys. Pluto. What's going with this Four of Swords? A new leap of faith from a place of healing and transformation. Ace of Wands on the Ace of Coins. That Leo passion again. Love, passion, bring the coins as if they fall from the sky. Only thing not here. Oh, no, we got all four aces. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. This is the only one that we have not turned around yet. The energy is here. And this is what gets this horse moving. The flow of our heart brings the pentacles. Wow. Okay. What's with this? Justice, the Eight of Wands. Again, passion, balance. Champagne supernova. Little bit of Bowie vibes here too. I think that's a 2 on his chest there with his heart. New rocket. We are blazing a new trail. Literally what my question is on my notes. Blazing a new trail to balance. This is beautiful. Wow. Guys, how beautiful is that? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's sum up this reading for us here. What do you think about them apples? Wow. Yep. They don't. That's good, because if it doesn't work anymore, Nova, right? Like they don't have fun trying to get a reaction because it doesn't work anymore. And lo and behold, y'all came out as a 7. We've got overflow here. The cups are overflowing. That's the only thing that is blocking the Knight of Pentacles from bringing our Queen of Pentacles, our abundance and luck. Overwhelm and plenty here. Focusing on the gratitude for what we do have. Look at this beautiful green. And there's our 9 at the bottom of the deck, repairing the veil, forgiveness, the red thread of destiny. This legacy is yours to be had. Wow. Even if we don't love whatever that is anymore, transpersonal journey. The 6 of the lovers, the 240 degrees disseminating moon, exact, the 24, the 6. They're all coming forward here. Let's read our Shaman's Oracle message here as far as advice, and then we'll get a little mini all signs going here for you. 43. This is not about anyone else but ourselves here today, guys. Oops. I grabbed this energy oracle, but look what happens to be 43. I'm like, this is not about anybody else. There's that man holding a coin for our opportunity of Queen of Pentacles, the matching energy. So not only is abundance of plenty coming your way when we focus on the cups, that can even be a new connection, okay? An increase of our health as well. Wow. Nothing's an accident. This is from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Wow. You just gotta go with it, right? Gotta see what's happening. Good morning, Jonna. Hi, how are you? Thanks so much for being here. I am loving this message. What do y'all think about it? I mean, I feel like it's just so beautiful. It's all overflow, how the plumber finished with his wife. It's all overflow. God, I love you. You make me smile so much. You delight me to no extent. Okay, guys. So many good things are heading your way or are already occurring in our lives right now. Yet we may be thinking that they're not possible or we're not worthy of them. Abundance is everyone's natural state before we project our restrictions on it, defining what it means, who has it, who gets it, and so forth. Right now, take ourselves out of that conditioning and let's look at our life through the eyes of plenty. There is so much beauty and love, opportunities and divine synchronicities destined to support our dreams abound and are lined up for us. Yet it's sometimes, left ear squeezy. Yet it's sometimes difficult to discern it all because we're bombarded with too much information and stimulation, distracting us from the truth that all is well. Sag energy coming through again. Page 86 is a 14. Temperance, finding the puzzle pieces. Okay. Sometimes all this overflow can be overwhelming, and we may find ourselves responding with empathy overload. Empathy overload occurs when we tune into the collective angst and fear about impending changes and uncertainties. It's unmanageable if we feel like we're drowning in those emotions. It's time to allow ourselves to detach, bring ourselves back to our life, restore our faith in a power greater than us, and remind ourselves to focus on our smaller personal universe, which is much easier to manage. And in this way, know that we are a conduit for life's blessings and can share them with others, making this perception of overflow profoundly positive. If we are balanced, we must restore our heart's cup. We got to turn this upright. We got to forgive whatever we wanted that person to be or say or do. They're just not there. It's not personal. It's just not where they are in their own journey. Okay. And I know that's a really hard component of this. But coming back to our gratitude message of the day, I define success by the fluidity with which I transcend emotional landmines and choose joy and gratitude instead. We let those landmines go. They don't have to suck us under. The discernment, right? RuPaul was a huge change maker, highly influential, and just a wonderful person with a huge heart. And the fact that pushing through boundaries anyway, he became the hunter, not the hunted. And she is fabulous. Okay. He rides both sides of that scale. We see him on TV and on shows and both of his identities. Okay. That's who he is. And he don't care. He don't give an F about what anybody thinks about it. And look how sticking to that trail for him, staying in that truth, helped so many other people stay in their truth. And it brought people joy who never even knew they could enjoy watching, those kind of shows so much. If you've never seen it, you're missing out. Right? Drag Race. Look at this. I mean, we are blazing a trail. Would you say RuPaul's a trailblazer? I certainly would. Like Bowie, he did not give an F what people said. I'm going to dress how I want to dress on stage, and I don't care if it makes me wonder if I'm a guy or a girl. I don't give an F. I don't care. Okay? Like, he had a whole other persona. He blazed his own trail. This is what this is about, guys. Right here. What trail are we blazing? So let's get advice for all signs to finish us up. And I just love the flow and beauty of this message, of this transformation here, aiming us forward. Like, just wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's just see where we are at on our own personal journey. How about? All right, advice for all signs here. Where are we on this path to ascension? And if you want to apply it to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, I would certainly look at where Mars is entering Leo in your chart. Okay, where's that happening? All right, remember your identity. You can do it. I feel like that's part of this message because we were talking about people who don't give an F, and look at the double twos. Okay, it is a 4-day crossed by divine feminine, our 8th queen energy here at the heart, and then we have all 4 queens fueling that energy. Another 2 and 2 spiritual awakening, shift or be shifted. All righty. I'm getting a no here for all signs on that. Let me look at this emotional block is. Okay, hold on, Lola. She slept so good last night. Boy, oh boy, after that reading last night, I slept like the dead. Okay. Any aggressiveness, right? So opening up that heart's cup, and look at this lavender, right? opening up that heart, blazing our own trail. Was aggressiveness any kind of learned behavior? Do we feel this negative action and can create happiness and joy? Intimidation also does not create a positive relationship. If this is this, whatever has us up in our head, or like, why did that person have to be so aggressive? Um, why are they so negative? Why do they have to put me in this state where it gets me stuck in my head? Because we're supposed to transcend that. Shift or be shifted. Okay. This is part of this legacy of light, of waking up, of understanding we have no control over other people. Okay. We got to see the truth. We just take it as data, and that is it. It's just data. Okay. That's what I remember. I was like, why am I pausing here? That would have been my little eggs that I'm sitting on. My palming stones. All right. Advice here for Aries through Pisces, your sign, their sign, however you want to take that. Miss Jude. Funny, I bring up Drag Race. I leave the house at 10 on Saturday night. So I love a good drag king and drag queen show. They're the best. That used to always intersect when I used to perform belly dance, and we do charity events, we do baby showers, weddings, you name it. And there was usually, if it was out like in a bar scene somewhere where they have a talent night, it was always the most fun when there was a drag king or a drag queen show. It's just so much fun. That performance we did Portishead, and that was really, really fun. I think that's the biggest applause we've ever gotten. Well, other than Pride, we got to perform in the highlighting spot on Pride night, and that was just such a thrill with a live band, live stage. It was amazing. Look at that right here, Aries. Sword, make the change. And it's a number 7. All right, let's look at advice for Taurus. What's our advice for Taurus here? We've got that Ace of Swords as the situation. And remember, the sun is advice for everyone. So that's an encouragement here, and it backs up this situation, whatever it is. Cannot change the other person. We can only alter or change our actions moving forward, and whether we take it personally or not. They don't want to say the truth, then okay, we respond with our energy not being part of that, right? Okay, Taurus. That top one, okay. Every hurricane comes to an end. Double 44. Okay. All right. We're coming out of that storm here. It looks like that's also here in the messages. We do have the sun moving there tomorrow. Gemini. Are you walking away? Are we walking away from someone's aggressive behavior? Okay, Gemini, Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. This was the fueling energy here in the environment that was fueling our Page of Pentacles here. Allow that new trail to be blazed. Okay, it's taken you somewhere new. All right, Cancers, that is a 3 card there. Oh, and look at that. Stop it. She got some tea, guys. You got the tea that you needed. That's it. It's just data. You got your tea. You got the tea. All right, Cancer. Belly dancing and tarot. Yeah, I know. Rocks Sharkey. Yeah, I can play the zills. I can play a doombeck drum. I used to teach the kids at school melody, you know, just to get a change of scenery. We'd stop and pause and learn new rhythms. More for energy here, Emperor energy. The world awaits you. Okay, what new trail are you blazing here? Let's go. Using all that water energy around us. We got a dolphin here. Love it. Cancer energy. The world awaits. Aren't we finally glad to have Mars moving out of Cancer? Thank you, baby Jesus. Ed, you didn't know I danced. I think on, I forget which time it was, but it's on one of the, one of my posters is on the subscriber art spotlight, because I used to make all my own costumes, and sometimes for the girls in my troop. 43, another 7 here. I said David Bowie vibes. I did a whole reading, and or I had a whole channeled message, and look at the rocket. Look at that. Stop it. I had this drawing, and that's the song that came in, and then this was the first card that popped up when I was channeling like David Bowie message. And look at all the music notes, little 3 of Cups harmony energy here. So Leos, don't be afraid to sing. Spaceship, Champagne Supernova, and that's where I was getting those Bowie vibes there. And then of course we have our RuPaul gratitude card, the change maker, the trailblazer. This message, especially moving into Mars, guys. Mars was part of the Bowie reading. I think I want to try to find that and look that up. Okay. Yep. That was a download there for anybody that needs to hear it. I'm definitely going to be looking back at that message. Okay. Virgo, advice about the new trail you are blazing. Another 7. 43, 34, palindrome, 77 again. Okay, there's this whale tail here. You already have all the answers, Virgo. She's got feathers for earrings. But yeah, oh, look at those shooting stars. There's Daddy Sadie there. Joining hands, celebrating because we're learning the lesson of not being afraid to sing, getting our rest. Listening for this truth, receiving the blessings, right? Receiving, we already have all the answers. Legacy of light, they're available to us, but if we're too exhausted, then our messages are just static, okay? But yeah, on the subscriber art spotlight, I included one of my outfits that I made. It took 40 hours of sewing, and it was not easy, but it was gorgeous. It was a not Egyptian style. It was flat-footed, and that is a different tribal style. So let's see, protest, start a revolution here, Libra. Okay, justice energy, right? And we have Queen of Swords here at the heart. We don't have any major energetic bodies in Libra right now. We only even have Jupiter and Gemini as that only air. Aquarian energy got a very a fantastic reading last night. Beautiful energy shift there. Okay, what about for Scorpio? No way, Ed. 43 is your street address. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, man, Mars, and I'm like, okay, I'm not. Oh yeah, yoga. That's, oh gosh, May is my anniversary for fitness. I started teaching in 1999. Wow. That makes me sound very old. No, it's just very experienced, right? What is coming up here? What flipped? All right, Scorpio, throne. Your potential is endless. You do have Black Moon Lilith there, and it says building a more stable future by working with others in a group. 45, another 9. All right, let's look at Saggies. Advice for Saggy, please. Oh gosh, I've taught everything, however many years that is. I taught kickboxing, regular boxing. I can do fancy footwork with a jump rope, with a speed rope. Oh man, you name it. I was never great at Zumba. I was more into the freestyle hip hop classes. Oh, come on. Let's go here. What is up with Saggy? It's like, what do you want from me? I already get, you guys led that energy from last night, led the reading of being the light personal human lie detector. Okay. 4 and a 35. So an 8 and a 4, 12. Seeing something from a completely different view, swimming away from whatever situation. And here's that restore and replenish there. Treat your body like the palace that it is. There's music all around, and there's that daddy saddy energy here connecting to my David Bowie card. Life on Mars, right? Was that the life on Mars? Okay. Women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Mars is entering Leo. Okay, gotcha. So, yep, just take it as data and be like, okay, thank you. Capricorn. Confidence, 23. The sun is coming up here. There's a sword here on her back that on her bag that I've never noticed. Confidence comes with time and practice. Okay. So Cappies, Cancers, right? And Libras, all the cardinal signs there, while the sun has been in Aries, that squares Cancer. And it also is opposing Libra and squaring Capricorn. So definitely with energy moving into Leo, that's going to feel better too without that Mars trying to help you grow with challenge. That's going to feel great. So that feels like that change. Our old confidence is coming back. Okay. That's a lot for Aquarius, but whatever, we'll take it. Lioness. Aquarius, you have earned all your stripes. She's reading a fairy tale book. This is High Priestess energy there for me, and it's also a 4. We've got another 4 with our double 22s, which I noted for Black Moon Lilith's degrees here. Okay. Library, take control of your own narrative, Aquarius, and think first before you judge. Number 26. Do you guys remember doing that at sleepovers? Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Definitely showing my age there. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, Pisces. Please tell me somebody knows what the hell I'm talking about. All right, we'll fall on the floor here. Pisces, another 8 here. You never needed those wings to fly. And I got to get up because this flew across the room here. Release your guilt. Clover. It's a 21 Empress energy. All right. What do you guys think about that? You guys ever remember Jane Fonda? I remember doing Jane Fonda workouts with leg warmers. I love leg warmers. I love step aerobics. That is fun. That is really, really fun. I miss doing that. I've taught everything. I taught spinning for years. on an exercise bike to music. That's what makes it fun. You don't go anywhere, which is fine with me. No bugs. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Brandy. The light is a feather, stiff as it always worked. I thought it was super creepy that it always worked, but it did. Well, thank you guys. As always, such a joy. I just always gets my heart started in the right direction for the day when I get to co-create with you lovely, lovely souls. And for that, I thank you here. And it's no coincidence here, this fire energy on the trine is our last card out. Let's get out of that Eight of Swords, that mental prison. It's time to restore. Spring is afoot, and we are ready to open our hearts, pour into ourselves, and collect those blessings that want to fall from the sky. Okay, thank you so much for your beautiful energy. I love you so very much, and I will see you next time. Much love from my heart to yours. Bye bye for now.